Update, update. So this is my update for August 21st, 2026. Iran and the US, Russia involved. So let's talk about the USS George Washington that arrived on the 19th. And then we will talk about the condition of the Strait of Hormuz at the moment. And then let's talk about what Russia and Ukraine, what are they saying? And then let's also look at what China replied to the US. As far as these sanctions, new sanctions are concerned. All right. So beginning with the USS just Washington, and then they arrived on the 19th, and then USS Abraham Lincoln is on its way back home right now. So there's a complete swap now. The aircraft carrier, those guys that went berserk, that were losing their minds, are going back home to take some rest. But then I hope you understand exactly why they are coming to the Middle East, to pressure Iran, right? They want to mount pressure on Iran. Iran has already said, if you can capture any of them, if you can delete any of them, you have 30,000 US dollars. And if you're a woman, we'll make it 60,000 US dollars. Now, Iran is watching them. Iran has already also given another ultimatum. Iran is saying that you must exit the Middle East or the Strait of Hormuz or the Persian Gulf or whatever is in the Arabian Sea, excuse me, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Else we are coming for you. Meaning we are going to foresee. There's one thing I've noticed between the Iranians and God that they have in common. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. When they say it, they will do it. I won't be surprised if they fail me this time around, but I doubt. So we are waiting. Let's see what will happen. The only thing I'm hoping will not happen is that Iran should not touch US bases in NATO countries. Please, let us contain this one for now and then see how far we can go. All right? That's me just talking for now. And so let's see what happens. If they want to stay there, let them stay. No problem. And then the Strait of Hormuz is getting thinner. It's getting more isolated. While somebody is there saying that he's the one in control of it. Do you understand? And Oman, I forgot to mention that Oman is ignoring the US. Oman is still working very hard with Iran to ensure that things are put in place for the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But then, as at yesterday, only 7 ships sailed through the Strait of Hormuz. And not just any kind of ship. Only commodity ships that are not carrying oil. So Iran makes sure that if you are carrying oil, that will ease the problem in the West. Okay. That will make sure that the petroleum system is making some whatever. Okay. We will block it. You can't move anywhere. You cannot move anywhere. Iran is selected. The aim is not to block everything, but block it enough so that the entire world feels the pain. So movement is getting slower. So in case you are wondering what is going on, that is what is happening right now. That is exactly what is happening. And then between Russia and Ukraine, Russia is saying that we are willing to talk peace with Ukraine, but then on our own terms, on a new template. We must see signs that you are ready for something new. We are not going to go back talking to you for talking's sake. We're going to talk to you because we have sensed that you are willing to shift. If you're not willing to shift, you're on your own. Remember that previously Russia carried out an attack that deleted about 10, Ukrainians. And was it yesterday again? Russia fired at land. If it actually came from Russia, but I was told that Russia fired a drone that landed in a NATO, member country, that Romania. Is it Romania or Romania? Whichever. Although that it was intercepted. All right. So I don't know. Maybe somebody is trying to escalate things. Maybe it came from Russia. Maybe not, because previously they've done some funny things. All right. And then China replied the US. China is saying no. We're not going to adhere to an illegal sanction. We can't stop it. We cannot cut off from Iran. Do you understand? China already made it very clear now about how much was it last 2 3 months. China said, see, don't listen to them. About 5 of their countries, China said, ignore their sanctions. Because this is their argument. You cannot use your own domestic policies to control what we do back home in China. So whatever you are doing is your own policy. You don't have control over China. China is a sovereign state. So if you don't want to trade with Iran, and then I ask this question, what would actually be the situation right now? Let's assume it was a unipolar world. Like America were the ones in charge. There was no China, there was no Russia, no upcoming economies like India. Do you understand? Let's assume it was just these guys. What do you think will happen? We will not be in soup, to be honest. So China remains a very big obstacle to them, but they can't do anything. So obviously, China said it is an illegal sanction. We're not going to adhere to it. And that doesn't mean that China likes Iran. I've always said this. They need Iran. They just meet at the point of sincerity and honesty. All right? But they need Iran. So don't see it as if China likes Iran, US hate Iran. This guy is just geopolitics. Is the same Donald Trump that's looking for North Korea right now? Wherever their interests align, they flow. Grow up to this level. There's no hatred there. There's no love there. So don't begin to think, oh, maybe China will just wake up one day and then walk away from. They can't walk away from Iran unless they can replace Iran. Do you understand? So they need each other. All right? They need each other. But beyond just interest, they also kind of have respect for one another. We'll have China, we'll have Russia, we'll have North Korea, we'll have India. They're all coming and cooperating together, and that makes a lot of sense. For now, this is what Beaver knows. What do you know?